We're seeing continued fallout after leaked Supreme Court documents revealed the justices could overturn Roe v. Wade later this year.
That's right. Pro-abortion rights activists from coast to coast are protesting the leaked opinion and demanding women's reproductive rights be protected. The protests rose up in several major U.S. cities, including New York, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles. If Roe v. Wade is overturned, the legality of abortion would be decided on a state-by-state basis. The issue is also galvanizing lawmakers on both sides of the aisle ahead of an already contentious battle for this year's midterms. CBS News' Natalie Brand has more.
Demonstrators on both sides of the issue took to the streets in cities across the country.
It's very serious and important to all of us that we come out and show support in favor of Roe v. Wade.
There's a voice out here in Florida that is actually supporting overturning what they're doing.
Democrats say they're already working on legislation to make Roe versus Wade into federal law nationwide.
I don't see 60 votes to ban abortion.
With the filibuster in place, there is little to no chance that it would pass in the 50-50 Senate. But the Senate Majority Leader says he wants to put lawmakers on the record.
This is as urgent and real as it gets. We will vote to protect a woman's right to choose, and every American is going to see which side every senator stands.
This week's leaked draft opinion has already begun to galvanize voters on both sides, with midterm primaries already beginning.
I think a woman has the right to control her own body. I think that precedent matters.
It's a complicated issue, and when you turn things to the states' rights, I'm a strong believer in states' rights, so let them decide as they choose.
An advisor to President Biden says the issue could engage harder to reach or younger voters. Vice President Harris made abortion rights the centerpiece of her speech to Emily's List, a pro-democratic organization dedicated to electing women.
How dare they? How dare they tell a woman what she can do and cannot do with her own body?
Very few people vote on a single issue.
Both anti-abortion rights and pro-abortion rights advocates are also preparing for the fight to move to individual states. And here live at the Supreme Court this hour, there is a smaller but very loud group of demonstrators that remain. So do the barricades. And again, this is an issue that could really be poised to head to the states as Democratic governors saying that they will work to expand abortion rights, whereas we're seeing Republican-led states, conservative states work to put more restrictive laws in place. Tanya Mola?
Natalie, on that point, how are we expecting this fight to sort of play out on that state-by-state level?
Well, we've actually been seeing it underway for months and months. We have around 23 to 26 states, Republican-led, that have restrictions if Roe v. Wade were to be overturned. We also have around 13 states that have what have been called trigger laws that would put restrictions in place depending on how the court rules if Roe v. Wade is overturned. And then on the other hand, we have a growing number of Democratic states that have worked to protect abortion rights or codify Roe v. Wade and even go to the length of expanding abortion rights. We know California has already said that that state wants to be a place if Roe v. Wade is overturned, California would like to welcome women coming from out of state. And there are some state bills that aim to expand services and even raise funds for women who may have to travel to a state like California. On the other hand, when you look at the varying degrees of laws that have been passed or tied up in the courts in Republican states, there's different kinds of restrictions and bans on abortion, ranging from 6 weeks to 8 weeks, 15 weeks, which is at the center of this Mississippi case that the Supreme Court is deciding, that draft opinion which leaked. So really, how the court finalizes this opinion once it is released, because what we have now is a draft, and there are indicators that the conservative majority is poised to support what was said in this draft opinion, but the exact language is expected to potentially change in different nuanced ways. So how that impacts all of these other laws and potentially creates a patchwork nationwide remains to be seen. But again, what we're seeing now is states on both sides taking steps to prepare for this eventual final decision.
Absolutely. Natalie Brand at the Supreme Court. Thank you.